Hello, people. Let me get this going. Hello, hello. Sorry about audio quality. I'm not using my mic this time because my desk is completely covered in crap. So I'm just going to be doing this from my headphones. Hey, Coop, welcome. Yeah, I'm just gonna be doing this from my headphones. No mic, so it's probably gonna sound like shit, but that's just life. YouTube redid its like UI for streaming, and I'm really annoyed because like it's much worse than it was before. It's just a pain in my ass, but whatever. Whatever. Social media sites making shit harder than it needs to be. Challenge, not do that. Challenge impossible. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Asthma's kind of bad tonight, but we'll live. Yeah. So we'll get started in a few minutes, I guess. Pretty sure I pinged for that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, a few people have joined us. We'll get started. So welcome back, everyone. Somehow I got motivation up to do one of these again, so here we are. As I was saying to Coop, apologies about poor audio quality. I don't have my mic up right now. It's because like my desk is completely covered in crap. So I'm just reorganizing some stuff, and I don't have space to put my mic up. So or my computer, honestly. But anyway, let's get right into it. So we are at the redraft. I will eventually go back and watch the bracket games, probably, maybe, hopefully. But anyway, let's we are at redraft. So this is top 16. We are getting close to the end here, folks. We are getting to the point where people start winning, start walking in prize money in the next few rounds, which is very, very exciting. That said, let's get into our first matchup. So seed number 2, Fruit versus seed number 15, Nate Dogg. So definitely, I mean, I'm gonna try not to say two great players every time because they're all great players. They all made it this far. So let's just look at the mods themselves. First thing I noticed is Azov looks decent here. The one thing is Bronzong, but Bronzong doesn't love taking on Heatran. If it runs Heat Proof, then it's susceptible to Nail King, which is pretty strong here if it's not like Levitate. Obviously, like Scarf Honchkrow can Pursuit Trap it, but well, it's probably still fine. Azov looks really good here. On the other hand, Infernape is also very, very strong. Blastoise is the only real check, and Blastoise can be worn down, taking on stuff like Gengar and Gyarados as well. Gengar specifically is very branding. Again, like a Scarf Honchkrow can Pursuit Trap it, but it's pretty good. You have to have Focus Blast or HP Ground on the Heatran. That's not the hardest thing in the world to do, per se. Gyarados doesn't look great here into Shaman Blastoise, but Shaman looks pretty solid. Even though there's some good grasses on the Dog's team, those Pokemon do not want to get worn down. Um, Funnily enough, I kind of like Frostless offensively here, as Bronzong's the only real resist because the Bomb 2 probably aren't coming. So it's just spamming like Specs Ice Beam could be effective, maybe. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent. I think it's pretty even, maybe weaning Nate Dogg a bit. He's in for him just so crazy strong here. Okay, let's get into the game for the first time in a few weeks. Friday on the left leading the Honchkrow into Gengar. It's going to take the Thunderbolt and knock Gengar down to its sash. Switch out to its own Honchkrow. It's just a nice slash again for 28. It's lefty, so but Nate's Honchkrow is going to Pursuit Trap the Friday's Honchkrow, so we know which Honchkrow won now of the two. HP Ground Gengar comes out. That crit almost definitely mattered because you're like, sure, we're your Spidef Heatran in this matchup. So yeah, Gengar, he's just gonna revenge Gengar, but now Honchkrow can just. Oh, it's Scarf Honchkrow. Interesting. The Core Bear is gonna Fire Blast, and we're gonna miss. Oh god, that's so bad. That's so bad. Holy shit. I mean, this thing would have been dead now. Usually you call us Dash Shaman for no reason. Farva, we storm, and we're doing 30 into bronze, like now you're forced out. Nate's gonna get up his rocks with bronze on. Hydro does 43. That's not bad, but Boom's gonna come off and take out the Blastoise. Yikes. Frost is in very better switch-ins, but Nate's in a very strong position here. Flare was gonna come off, so it is Scarf Infernape. Makes sense. I mean, it's the most common setting draft. In comes Shaman and Sako. Yeah, I mean, he's just sacking everybody. He doesn't have a choice. That's gonna be the end of the game. I mean, very dominant, but like that Fire Blast miss was really fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie. As was the crit on Heatran. I mean, both those just made this game so much more difficult. Obviously, having a Heatran, even if it's weakened, like it stops banded Flare from running through you, and having a an Azelf also can maybe live one from a certain range and revenge. Like double crit and miss, yeah, that's unfortunate. What was the second one crit? The first crit did not matter. There's no way the Honchkrow lived the other Honchkrow's pursuit, switching out at 17. The first crit did not matter. There's no universe. But yeah, the Fire Blast miss and the HP ground crit are both pretty big. But yes, but still because this top 16 free day does have a chance to redeem themselves in the loser bracket, and Nate Dogg will advance to top 8 of winners. Okay, let's get on to our second game of 7, because unfortunately one game was act called because a player got very ill. Not much can really be done about it. Like, I mean, if someone's too sick to play, they're too sick to play. Like, what can you do? Wishing them all the best health wise, of course. So in our second game, we have Watashi seed 6 versus Barchoke seed 11. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So we see the second Heatran Arrow. He has an okay matchup, but like, actually no, this matchup kind of sucks. But trapping the Registeel is pretty important, so I can see it maybe doing something there. Honestly, I can see a universe you don't bring Heatran in this matchup. Like, Kabutops looks really, really good. Your top 5 look really good. I could see a serious scenario you bench Heatran here. Suicune looks pretty solid, but the combination of Roserade and Starmie is a bit difficult for it, as is Togekiss to an extent. Even like Registeel potentially being able to catch it with a boom. Jolteon not bad, but the dual rocks are very annoying for it. Tito looks decent, but like again, Suicune and Hariyama, this is just a pretty even matchup, I'd say. I don't really see anything standing out to one side or the other. Maybe Barchuk Suicune could be a bit hard for Watashi to break outside the Roserade. Like if it starts getting Calm Minds up, that could be really bad. But Watashi has a lot of ways to pressure and prevent it from doing that. So we'll see there. But Suicune definitely has a good matchup the way around that. Nothing else is really standing out. Maybe Kabutops, like if it's excessive a rain dance, it can kind of run train here. But whether or not Barchuk's gonna do that is up in the air. I think after this matchup the Barchuk, though, I think the two water types are just really strong here. They do Watashi on the left, Barchuk on the right. Oh my god, Watashi's avatar is like raining or snowing. That is so cool. I think that's a Smogon White Shot thing for December. I mean, damn, that's so fucking cool. I'm not, that I just is so cool. And we see Moltres lead into Cresselia. We got we got a big Fire Blast do almost 40% to Crest. Crest revealed to be screens. But here, T-Tar is good. Fire of a T-Wave. Paralyzing Hariyama, but it very well could be Guts. And 54%, that is definitely Guts. So, the power, I mean, doesn't really change Repertoire, so anyway. Only means that full power can come in clutch later. He and Power coming off from the Ultra Set. Let's see. Into that's HP Ground. There's Heatran. Yeah, HP Ground. You can off the Moltres. I mean, this week you can do virtually nothing. Suicune's gonna start Calm Minding. Okay. Roserade is going to come in here. It's gonna stun Spore, so Suicune is now paralyzed. It comes to try and rest that off later if it's hacking it. And it's gonna get full power. Aerobolt's gonna come off to 37. That's not bad damage. But Ice Beam's gonna do 85, and Roserade's gonna go down to Watashi's own sand here. This Suicune is now looking very scary for later. Very obvious boom from Registeel, and Watashi realizing that Barchuk knows it's gonna boom, it's a Brox, and then T-Waves the Heatran. That's very big. Heatran is now kind of pretty much useless. Earthquake is gonna do 60. You're just gonna fire up a lava from only doing 42 and not getting the 30% burn. That's pretty good trade for Watashi. Get off our Earthquake, obviously the Crest could come in, but it's taking chip because it's Light Clay. Oh, it's yeah, I was gonna say, how's Richard Factor say about Trick Room? Okay. Because I was gonna word it's into Hariyama. So it's gonna heal the paralysis. And it's gonna get Toxic Orbits. In this generation, Lunar Dance and healing, which for those who don't know, occur mid-turn. Unlike in our durations where like you heal unless you're Lunar Dance and then you'll come back at the end of the turn. I'm pretty sure in our durations, if he were to do that, he would not get the poison here. But because of the way a Lunar Dance works in Gen 4, he does get the poison, the Toxic Orb, allowing to do massive damage. And Chaos Registeel through the Choppleberry. Repairs can come in, double into Moltres, stacking into rocks. So now Hara's gonna take another chip round of Toxic and Sand. Starmie is gonna come in and double out to our peers, sacking that. As a Hara's actually good facade. It's gonna take some more chip here. I think it's just gonna bear yeah, it's gonna weigh out a little bit. And our peer will take it out with Earthquake. So Birdrick's in a pretty strong position, and Kabutops gonna come in. Just a quick waterfall, take the KO. Yeah, there's it's a life orb, okay. In comes the Starmie. And outsack the Heatran is low and paralyzed makes sense. Grass Knot only doing 9. I really like the Grass Knot actually. It makes a lot of sense because it hits Suicune harder than Thunderbolt, I'm pretty sure. So nice tech. Pasture Berry Heatran is 2-0. Surf will KO it. Presume is going to boom on that turn if it was Pasho. Jolteon comes in, out to T-Tar. Jolteon is going to get discharged, do minuscule damage. No 30% chances for Bioshock this game. But Jolteon's going to Rain Dance. Oh shit. Take a Pursuit. It's going to Power. I mean, yeah. Yes, the Fire Wave into Volabzord looks weird, but like that was objectively Watashi's correct play. Like Watashi's out there is for Birdchoke to choke, as the name says, and go hard into Watashi's catch over T Wave. That was his out, so I fully get that play. That makes a lot of sense. But he and Power Water is gonna take out the T-Tar, and now Jordan is gonna finish off the game. Crit does not matter there, even if it like survival won't matter because you just come with Kubi doesn't waterfall after. So yeah, pretty a clean win from Birdchoke. Very cool with the screens Trick Room, Lunar Dance Cresselia into Hariyama, taking advantage of Lunar Dance specific mechanics in Gen 4, very heads up. And Rain Dance, so I like the Rain Dance Jojo as well. Getting rid of Sand makes Suicune a lot harder to deal with, and also obviously opens up Swift Swim. Kubutas, which we know it was because he was a Life Orb. I like the prep on I really like the Grass Knot on Starmie. I think that's really cool tech into Suicune. I have actually seen that before, but makes a lot of sense. It's also probably better into Kubutas in case it has the Sand Spit F boost. It won't die to Thunderbolt, no way. Yes, Sunspur Energy Ball, good Suicune check with the Rose Raid, of course, but it did end up dying because the Suicune was packing Ice Beam, which makes sense. Overall, pretty clean game. A big win for Birdchoke here, pulling off the upset. Okay. On to game 3. We have Nintago Foxo Seed 3 versus the Machine Seed 14. I know I haven't streamed in a while, so I'll reiterate. Tago won the first DT and made top 8 in the second one, so very strong competitors. A lot of history here in this tournament. So we'll see if he can go far this time as well. Imagine a newcomer, but has a great run so far. And has made it this far, and obviously at redraft, everything's a clean slate. So let's see how it goes. First, we have noticing is Starmie is fucking bonkers here. Stabs just destroy this team. I mean, it's just Umbreon. Like, yes, Umbreon's Pursuit, but like, Umbreon's not that scary. You have a whole ass Scissor, which takes advantage of it, and Scissor takes advantage of this team a lot in general. Outside the Rotom. The Rotom appliance is very frustrating for Tago to deal with, though. Ghostness or Scizor and Raticate near will take it on. I'm not sure what form it will be. It could be Heat, it could be Wash, it could even be like Frost if he really wants to. It could be a lot of things here. Brew on Heat because of the Scissor. Flygon looks okay. The only ground resist is just our Gliscor and Rotom. Rotom doesn't enjoy taking outrages. So if Machine can take out Gliscor, I'll open up Flygon a lot, but that's easier said than done. Machine's team doesn't have the easiest time breaking down Gliscor outside specifically Tentacruel. And Tentacruel is pressured by a lot of Pokemon on this team very, very hard. Metagross not looking great, but he's a pretty solid rocker here, I'd say. Is right, just Stormy can come in and like try and spin on it, but Thunder Punch does a ton of damage or offensive. So you really heavily punish that Starmie if it tries to spin on you. Aerodactyl will keep pretty solid in his late game. You just have to eliminate a Scissor, which is doable. This is a hard one to call. I think I'm going Tago overall, but it's a really hard one to call. It's gonna be got Tago on the left and Maggi on the right. Metagross lead into Redraft, so Metagross give the rocks that gets paralyzed, as I called in the preview. Anyway, we're gonna go out to Rotom as the rocks go up. Oh, whoops! Sorry, I was checking my notification. And Grass Knot Metagross catching the Redraft. Very, very cool tech. I like that a lot. In comes both Rotoms. Tyler's Rotom probably forces out Machines, but actually no. Yeah, they both switch out. And Taga's go reveal he did bring the Raticate, in fact. Interesting. Out to Roserade as the Umbreon's just gonna heal Belt, getting the paralysis off of this Metagross. Machine is just gonna Baton Pass out as Roserade gets a second hazard, so Tentacruel is now probably gonna attempt to spin, but he can't really do that easily into Rotom. It's good knockoff though. Removing Rotom's leftovers means that these rocks are gonna chip it down pretty quickly. Umbreon comes in as Rotom's gonna fire a Thunderbolt, only doing 17, so that's a split F as hell Umbreon. And probably not that offensive room. It's gonna get Pursuit Trapped. It's even if it was Core Bear, it would have been knocked off. So this roams out very well, and Tentacruel can just kill Surf later and then spin. Seriously, a U-turn out as it comes in, hitting the roam for 29. It's might be a more like a Bandit Scissor, or it also might be like a more offensive roam. Either way, Roam's gonna get Pursuit Trapped by Scarf Raticate. Yeah, Scarf Rat. Oh wait, the Raticate's free. Why did I think this free trade? It's not necessarily Scarf. Raticate is good. Could trap the Roam's Drill Dice. Redraft could come in, Aqua Tail onto the Regirock. Uh, probably didn't matter. Depends on the sets, but probably didn't matter. Umbreon's gonna come out. Starmie as Surf does a clean 31, so Umbreon's gonna go down to another one. Starmie looking in very good position now. In comes Aerodactyl. Is Aerodactyl gonna try and Pursuit Trap it here? No, it's just gonna crunch. And Starmie stays in, fearing the pursuit. Aerodactyl is gonna take it out. Unless I guess it could have been Scarf Star. Oh wait, no. All right, never mind. So it's Scarf Starmie and that Scarf Arrow because you would never quick crunch against the Scissor if you weren't Scarf. So that makes sense. Then Tago running the Scarf Starmie and predicting the Aerodactyl to not be Scarfed, obviously. And then Aerodactyl's gonna keep crunching. That's all it can do. Go quick pursuit. This game is a masterclass in pursuit uses by both sides, to be honest. Roser's gonna come in as Tentacruel's going to him power and get a huge crit. Oh my, that's HP Fire. Wow, and that puts that Roser would not be in range of 2. That's huge. That's really rough for Tago. Racket's gonna come in. Okay, so it may actually be Scarf then. Return. Metagross comes in. Yeah, it's choice Racket. Okay, makes sense. Oh my god, it's full special psychic. Interesting. Rotom comes in, but he's the last move Bullet Punch. He is not. We're gonna Pain Spin, get a ton of health back here. Fire up psychic KO, and then in comes Scizor, but it's a little too late. It's really packing HP Fire. Yeah, Machine's gonna take home the 2-0 win. The crit on Roserade was unfortunate, but like I don't know if it necessarily. It depends if Roserade is packing Synthesis, honestly. If Roserade is packing Synthesis, it's really big. If not, I think the game was probably over anyway. Like the free special attacks on Metagross makes a lot of sense in this matchup. Umbreon doing work. Scarf Arrow is interesting. I don't know if I really agree with Scarf Arrow into a Scissor matchup. Yeah. Like, what are you trying to catch with Scarf Arrow, specifically Scarf Starmie? I guess if you called Starmie to be Scarf and be able to catch it, but I know that's a bit of a sus brain, but it did work out, of course. And on Togo's side, I mean, the Raticate doing, like, the only thing Raticate does is, like, Pursuit Trap stuff. It did that perfectly admirably here. Scarf Starmie can off since his team. I'm presuming the last Pokemon in the back was probably a Scarf Flygon, if I had to guess, or maybe not Scarf, but definitely a Flygon based on its composition. I don't think there's any reason to bring Roselia or Shedinja on this comp. So that was definitely a Flygon in the back, so Scarf Starry makes a lot of sense for that. But yeah, I think overall Machine played both sides played a really fantastic game here. I think Machine catching Starmie with that crunch really was kind of the tipping point. Starmie was such a strong offensive piece here, and losing it in that way was really rough. So yeah, Machine gonna take the big upset over one of our former champions. Hey, next up we've got Food versus Seed Eight versus Crashing Boom Bang, the two middle seeds here. And we also see the battle of top tier electricity Raikou versus Zapdos. So obviously, Raikou is pretty solid Zapdos check, so Raikou usually wins that matchup, especially if you're running sub. It's not running like Whirlwind. Obviously, it depends on both sides sets, but Raikou is a advantage in the matchup. Raikou also has a pretty good advantage to Suicune. However, Jolteon and Snorlax and Registeel all are decent Raikou checks. Even Trapinch can, like if you're running enough bulk and like Earthquake, running enough bulk to live like a +1 hitting power and stuff. Trapinch is kind of not terrible here. It's pretty bad, but it's not terrible. Skarmory is a really rough matchup, though. I guess it stops the Snorlax, but the double electrics pressure Skarmory, pressure Blastoise really hard. Blastoise obviously has to come, most likely because you need a water resist for Suicune, and also I'll be able to spin a Hazard's Qwilfish puts up. But it's not looking amazing. But one line that's looking amazing here is the Gallade. Oh my god, this is one of the best Gallade matches I've seen in DBB. Like stabs plus stones just smack this team really hard. It outspeeds a lot of the team. The Pokemon that outspeed it don't do that much to it if it's running like a decent amount of bulk, which I can see it doing with these speed tiers. On CB side, Gallade looking really, really strong here. Like, or you can even run Scarf if you want. Scarf Gallade outspeeds the whole team, so that's pretty good here. Manaswine also very, very good. Suicune's the one real check to it, but Suicune's getting pressured a lot. Snorlax is kind of scary, but you, as always, but you have decent texture. I think I have to give this matchup to Food here. This looks really, really solid for him. Bioboom's another Pokemon looks kind of difficult for CBB to break down. Yeah, I think I have this matchup to Food. It's looking pretty decently in his favor. The double electrics could be a problem though, because like with male Raikou are like the best electrics. Hey, let's get into it. Food on the left, CBB on the right. Zapdos leading to Mamoswine. Okay. Zapdos switch down to hit on top, presumably his rocks go up. Yep. Altimus Magnus to block a potential spin. Thief Hitmontop, very interesting. So no item was good. Try and steal like a leftover or something. Oh, it's Wumberry, I see. So it's a Wumberry Thief. That's very, very cool. I like that a lot actually. Instead of Foresight, so you can do damage to it. Yeah, that's really smart. Amblement, so Hitmontop is gonna beat the Miss Magnus 1v1. That's huge, means it can spin later. It's still pretty healthy too. That's absolutely huge again. Gallade's gonna come in though. Quick will list, so it's a more supportive set. Very interesting. Was not expecting that, but I kind of get it. Viaboom's gonna come in. Viaboom is a decent check to the electrics, of course. In comes Rare Steel. I see this Viaboom's just go like Weak Seed or something. Yeah, it's gonna Weak Seed. It's gonna miss though, which is unfortunate. Also, kind of gives Rare Steel a free turn to do whatever it wants, such as getting up rocks here. Scarface gave up a spike as Rare Steel's gonna paralyze it with T-Wave. And Fire Cyber Toss as it's gonna get paralyzed here. Roost is gonna come off. Yeah, so heal it up. As Hitmontop is able to get off the spin. This is really big for us UB, obviously, with Zapdos having taken some chip already and being burned. Gala's gonna quick Zen and miss. 90% is not being kind to Food today. Oof. Getting that damage off of Zapdos is gonna be really, really big, but now it gets to fire up a free discharge here. It can just roost up pretty freely, or it's gonna discharge. That makes sense too. But I'm just gonna land the Leech Seed this time, so Zapdos is taking a lot of chip from the combination of Burn and Leech Seed now. Going out to Mamoswine on the Roost. Very solid play from Food there. Zapdos only at 64 because of the passive chip is taking. Suicune is going to come in now as Mamos has to get the rocks back up. Vileplume is the Suicune switches. Suicune going to start calm minding. It is. Is Vileplume running like C-Bomb here? That's not the worst idea. It's Ice Beam. Oh, God. Wow, this is... That's really unfortunate. That might just be the game. Vileplume game first. That was by far the best Suicune check here. And now it's at +2. I don't think Raikou can outrace it. You have Thunderbolt Fish for a critter or power. It does get the power, but I think it might be too late. That freeze was really rough. Raikou gets sub fishing for the power, but doesn't get the full power there. You might as well. That's like your best play. In comes the Jolteon to absorb the Thunderbolt. Makes sense. Don't wall it so you can take too much damage. Out to Mamoswine here. On the Hidden Power, with the HP Fire, if I had to guess. Crit Ice Shard doing 69. Hidden Power gonna get a slightly lower roll and not knock out the Mamoswine. But Ice Shard does not KO, so just use unclick it. Hidden Power is gonna KO the Mamoswine. In comes Gallade. It's not Scarf. Okay, it's just really specially defensive. That makes sense with its Will Wisp. Zeneba's gonna take out the Jolteon here. Yeah, it's even leftover as well. Very cool Gallade set. And we do reveal Drill Bag on the Zapdos as a means of hitting Gallade and Vileplume. Zenheadblade is gonna knock it out though. 2 for Gallade so far. In comes the Rage Steel. We're gonna Protect of the Gallade. So Protect is the third move. Iron Head, obviously gonna be frightening. You don't want to let I guess it's not gonna be fighting groups doesn't want to let Gallade go down if Rage survives it. It will whirlwind out. Getting more chip on the Hitmontop, fraying a spin. Seismic tosses, we whirlwind again, bringing in the Suicune. There's a bit of a rough position for food now. But Suicune's just gonna switch out as Hitmontop comes in on a spike. Hitmontop can finally safely get off that rapid spin. That's huge. Whirlwind it out, but that's 3 layers of hazards gone that kind of wasted. In comes the Snorlax. It's going to curse on the Skarmory. Spikes, and then it's going to crit the Skarmory Fire Punch. Ugh. I don't know if that mattered. Like, it very well could have. If the Snorlax isn't very offensive and that Skarmory's like full Fizz Def, it definitely could have mattered. I'm not sure. My health counts aren't great because I haven't been watching many of these recently, but I don't know. That crit oh wait, no, I'm stupid. This is Gen 4. No, 28%. It would even done 28% plus 1 about. I think it would have done 55 about the crit, baby. Oh, we're getting a crit from Gallade though, knocking out close combat. Yeah, we're sack the Vileplume here, of course. Iron Head comes out. Women's gonna go down. Out into the Raikou. Thing's almost dead, but can we do something? It's gonna Healing Power, presumably ground, do some damage to get paralyzed for his trouble. Bears can just finish off with Cyber Toss out, and Gallade is 40% Gallade. I don't think he can win. Maybe? No, it's no way. At -1, it's definitely a Enrich Bullet Punch, and Red Steel is anyway. Paralyzing it for good measure, fair enough. Then I will KO at -1 defense. So yeah, big win for CVB. Pretty hacksy though. There were a couple crits on both sides, but that freeze on Vileplume obviously made it really, really hard for Food, basically killing him immediately, making Suicune a huge threat. Even making Jolteon a big problem too. Yes, that's unfortunate. I think it was Hacks leaned in CVB's favor, but there were some things Food got. Like I don't think it was like Food won without the Hacks. Not sure, but I think there was more of a game to be played if we didn't see the Hacks. That's Bonds. I really like the Hitmontop side from CVB. It's really heads up. Thief Lumberry as a way to get around Miss Mag was really, really smart. I've never seen that before. I didn't even know Hitmontop got Thief. I know Thief is only 40 base power gen, so it's very, very weak, but it did the job. I mean, with Thief and Lumberry, and clearly a very, very offensive Hitmontop set. It worked out. Oh, wait, it's not Intimidate, so it's Technician. Technician Thief is 60 base power. That's a bit more respectable then. That's not terrible. Drill Peg Zap, that's cool. I mean, it makes a lot of sense here, but it's still cool. A very interesting Spadef Gallade set from Food here. Makes a lot of sense. It checks stuff like Jolteon and Zapdos, which kind of need to. If Zapdos is not running specifically Drill Peck. Even if it is, like, you can burn it, as we saw, in prevent from doing as much damage. Yep. And nothing else too crazy. I think this was pretty well prepped by both sides. Fortunately, there was some hacks and that had a bit of an effect on it, but pretty good win by CB. And Food can still redeem themselves in their run in the next next round. In the next losers round. Once I need to respond to a DM real quick. Hey, sorry about that. Let's get back into it. Into game 5. So we have Frito for Wii U Seed 5 versus Sleepy Seed 12. Sleepy is the reigning Emerald Open champion, taking their talents to a different generation now. We'll see if they can follow that up by winning DT back right after winning Emerald Open. I mean, it's been like a bunch of months, but still, that'll be a very, very impressive and dominant way to stake their claim as one of the best old gym players out there. So once again, we see Zapdos versus Raikou. But Frito is really good Raikou checks between Shaman in Double Ground and Snorlax. This matchup is not like a good Raikou matchup at all. It still probably comes like a Zapdos check, but I don't think you can really fit a more offensive variant on here. Dragonite looks pretty decent, but the problem is like Weavile can run Scarf Ice Shard, which has to be its +1 E speed, and just smoke it. And Steelix kind of hard to break through as well. I mean, you can like Fire Blast it, but it's not like the best thing in the world. Especially since Steelix is likely Spidef here to take on the combination of like mixed D-Knight and Raikou. Shaman looking pretty good, but there are some good grasses, but they don't like enjoy taking a potentially certain hitting powers after getting Spidef drop. Snorlax looking very, very good here though. There are a couple checks with like Roar Donphan and Whirlwind Skarmory and Haze Skuntank, but like there's Snorlax just really fat and really difficult for Sleepy to break down in general. I don't know if they even need Curse. It's like a bulky leftovers like 4 attacks or maybe 3 attacks with Protect set looks really, really strong here. We've added something amazing into Skarmory, Miltank, but it's pretty necessary for the D-Knight, so it's definitely gonna be here. Um, both sides only have rocks and spin, so I don't think so. We'll see how it goes. No spin blocker on Frio's side means Donphan can spin pretty freely and prevent rocks from chipping down D-Knight too much. Whereas Quaidol has a decently difficult time spinning on Driftblim because Driftblim has speeds and doesn't take that much from Ice Beam, meaning that hazards from Sleepy could stay up very easily. And Zapdos and Shaman get super pressured, as does Weavile from them. I think I'm gonna give the match to the Sleepy here. Just that hazard pressure looks really, really strong. Let's get into the game. We have a Frito on the left, Sleepy on the right. Zapdos lead into Miltank. We will see. So both Zapdos users led it this round. Is interesting. But once you get Rocks get toxic on the Shaman. Shaman just get fire off a Seed Flare and miss. Unfortunate, you aren't getting to scout the Miltank spread. It's good double edge. So this Shaman's like no speed, it's a fast Miltank. I feel like it's probably just like slow Shaman. And we double edge, but we're forcing out the Shaman here. It's really nice. They're double edge. These are doing not much damage. Miltank's attack is pretty well, but these are going to add up over time for sure. Driftblim's going to come in, trick the Driftblim a Choice Scarf and receive a Choice Scarf in return. Very funny. That's going to make it really hard to spin, yeah. We're going to fire with Lewis here into Shaman. The Shaman's getting really low. Get our fire for Seed, we're only doing 15% here. Fire Hand Power gets the crit, but it only does 44. That's HP Ice clearly, so yeah, that puts the Skarmory a little lower than Sleepy would probably like, but the Shaman's gonna go down. In comes Zapdos. HP Ice does catch the Donphan here. Huge. Donphan's super low now. And Miltank's gonna come in. It's probably fake that. Oh, it's definitely fair. There's no ghost type. So Hidden Power's gonna bounce off it. Steelix comes in, takes some hazard chip. As Miltank's gonna fire up a toxic, obviously do nothing. I was noticing, also, I was gonna say, Sleepy, I love your nicknames. Milky, Wimmy, Skarmy. Those are very cute. Anyway, Skarmy could come in whirlwind out. Getting around rocks on Zapdos is really nice. Sacking the Donphan pretty much. Yeah, Thunderbolt's gonna come off. Obviously, you can just click HPS the next turn. It's gonna switch out Fear of Ice Shard, I presume. Oh, Custap. Very good play by Frito. I'm really bad about running Custap. So Head Smash is gonna come out, do 25, but Ice Shard is gonna follow up and knock out the Quaidol. I mean, these hazards are staying up on Frito's side, which is really bad for Pokemon such as Weavile. Weavile's gonna fire up an Ice Punch. Bad he only gets one more entry point, and Skarmy just shits on it. Like, double out to Miltank, sure, but yeah, Ice Punch again, doing virtually nothing. And I think this thing might be in double range just because, Low Kick, okay, Low Kick came out, taking out the Miltank, fair enough. Back into the Skarmory here. Weavile's gonna try an SD. Skarmory's gonna Roost. Okay, Weavile might be able to put in some work here. Going to Ice Punch, only doing 47 at +2 and get Whirlwind out, meaning that Weavile's forced out, and next time it'll only be at 25-ish% when it comes in. Where's the Starmie? Marto, near size of Starmie here. Anyway, Yeah, near size stormy here. Anyway, Ice Fang to come off. In comes oh, I get it. It's a joke about the nicknames I see now. Braber doing good shift to the Snorlax actually. Fire Blast comes out into a specially defensive Skarmory query, only doing 37. That's really good. Yeah, special defensive Skarmory makes sense. You don't really need that much fist if you're ooh, it's gonna get burned though. That's unfortunate. So now it can't roost these off effectively. I guess you can roost until it misses maybe, but Sweepy's just gonna take her chip and quick Braber there. This is gonna let Snorlax get up a curse though, but obviously Skarmory is going to frighten the Whirlwind or Braver. I will Whirlwind in there just to ensure Snorlax can't get a second curse. But anyways, gonna Body Slam. Dripman's gonna come in and boom, and that does KO Snorlax from 46. So Frito is up 3-2, but these hatches are a huge problem. Yeah, we've got to come in, go on 26. Dragon up to 76. It's Yachi. It is Yachi go with the hit. And presume extreme speed. Yep, extreme speed. Into Chillonberry. Oh shit, I love Chillonberry. And we will live. Chillonberry is such a cool tech into Dragonite matchups. I love it. Raiko's gonna come in. It's gonna take an Ice Punch. Yeah, it won't do too much. Fire of a Thunderbolt. Can Raiko win this endgame? In comes Steelix. Out to Zapdos. Okay. Scout for something, I guess. Scouting for the Aura Spear. It is packing the Aura Spear. I don't know how much that changes anything though, right? Yeah, Zapdos in Thunderbolt range, so like now Steelix is even lower. That doesn't actually help you. Like if you had the Aura Spear, you lost. Oh, Citrus. I mean, Citrus, you're still taking similar damage. It doesn't matter. It's in range anyway. So yeah, Dragonite. I just realized this thing's named Bolt. Sleepy, why is it not a cute name like the rest of these? Why is it named Bolt? I'm disappointed now. It should have been like Reiki or Kui. I don't know. I can't call it. YQ or something. There you go, something like that. Anyway, yeah, good win by Sleepy. Very close game. Not too much hacks on your side. Just very good prep on with the Scarf Drift one I like that a lot. This best Scar makes a lot of sense. Custap, Donphan, which Frito scouted for very well. The Yachi Berry Dragon makes sense, but Chill on Berry we battle was super cool. I love Chill on Berry. It's such an underrated item, especially in Gen 4, where Extreme Speed is such a dangerous move. I also really like in Gen 9 because there's a lot of random normal type bullshit right around Gen 9. Bolty, sure. But yeah, everybody else makes a lot of sense. Trick, Quaidol, I like that, but also didn't work out because the Driven was also Scar. Fire Blast, Snorlax is pretty cool here. Into Skarmory. Makes sense, yeah. We've out solid set, but obviously getting forced down, taking too much shit was rough. Yeah, overall, very good win for Sleepy here. Hey, let's move on to the next one. We've got game 6. Game 6. So we have Venga Venga reigning Smogon Yusum Cup champion. Oh yeah. Sorry, one second, I'm just responding. Anyway, back to this. So yeah, yeah, it's another reason to run chill eyes for booms. On boom is very common. So let's see, we have Venga versus Mardo here. Single in the matchup. Dragonite looking not bad, but I think the combination of Megagrass and like a potential Scarf Dragonite is quite a Scarf Kingdra is very scary. But Dragonite's definitely pretty frightening here. But also Scarf like Icy Wind Gengar can handle it because it can't be hit by E-Speed. Megagrass looking okay, but as we've seen all tournament, people drafting like 2 or even 3 good Megagrass checks on a single team does make its life kind of difficult because it can't fit all the moves it wants on any given set. I think just with people drafting more with Mangros in mind has become a much better poke, a much more handleable poke. It's still very good, but it's not like the top one like it was at one point, undebatably. It's still very good. It might still be number one, but it's hard to say. King looking okay, but the water resists are not bad. I don't know. This is kind of a weird matchup. Um, hmm. We'll say Rocks could be very helpful for Venga here. Armaldo's a pretty shitty spinner. Even Ivy Gengar can't risk him like that with his Stone, which is a fuck ton. I don't know. I think we call this one pretty even. It looks pretty even to me. Maybe slightly into Mardo. And Mario's in chat, very fun. So Venga's gonna be Quaidol into Mars Venomoth. Bugba's gonna do 99, taking Quaidol onto his focus dash. As you gets the rocks here. Out to Gengar, quad resist move, team wins still takes 44. That's a specs Venomoth for sure. Shovel doing 59. But Venomoth's gonna fire up another Bugbuzz. Get this Gengar in rocks range now. Very impressive. Scissors gonna come in as we fire a Thunderbolt to cover that switch in or an Impulse switch in. Protect the Scout for a Pursuit is presumably not running Pursuit, so that means you can safely sack your Claydol here and not lose your Gengar. In comes Electivire. Okay, Electivire looking pretty solid here. Swampert comes in as an unlimited Flamethrower. Obviously has a power grasp, but Swampert gonna be packing the Rindo Berry. It is packing the Rindo Berry, so we're gonna get that well. And Swampert's gonna use Saboteur to get Rock Stiff, killing the Electivire. I think that's a fine play. Venomoth's gonna come in. Is Venomoth faster? Well, Gano's gonna be sacrificed. Venomoth isn't naturally faster, so is this? There's no way this fucking Scarf, right? There's no universe. Anyway, I said there's a coming revenge with Hand Power Fire. In comes Scizor. We know it's Life Orb, I assume it's in range with Life Orb Bolt Punch. Still does 34 to Electivire. Electivire is not that bulky. That does a lot. Yeah, this V-Fire is now super duper low. We're gonna fire with a Flamethrower. Like, it's now down up there, left to be at 30. That's pretty weakened. Mario's gonna bring in the Dragonite here, presuming it's fire of attack. Yeah, Dragon Claw. It's got to get back Ice Punch, so you can't Dragon Dance there. Metagross comes in, it forces out into Celebi. It's specs, but damage was modest Evire. Ah, okay, gotcha. I was like, there's no fucking universe, but okay, modest Evire makes sense then. Ice Punch can unlock, you have Thunder Wave, Earth Power does a ton. Metagross is gonna take down Celebi here though. And Empoleon's gonna come in. There's definitely an offensive Empoleon set because it was kept in the back the whole time. So got a quick Surf and doing 37 for resist. That's pretty good. Leaf Blade comes off. Gets a crit for 78, but Empoleon's going to survive and get up the agility. It's not Pataya, though. We're getting up an Ice Beam here. Kingdra comes in. Scarf, HP, Electric or Ground. In comes Dragonite, though. Out into Metagross. Dragonite's going to Outrage here. Kingdra's going to come in. Oh god, it's gonna miss the Draco Meteor. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, he wasn't packing Ice Beam. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, if that Draco connected, the game was always over. I mean, there's nothing you do. I think Venga plays game really. I think both sides play this game pretty well. The Venomoth was a really good bring. Good Empoleon set. Obviously, Evire did some work, which is not something you see very often. I like protect them. The Gengar Scout for Pursuit, very smart. Yeah, just a pretty good smart set to Juro. Unfortunately, that is Draco Meteor sometimes. It's 90% for a reason. Unfortunately, that miss is going to knock Venga out of this game, putting him down the losers bracket. But Marto will be moving on to winners bracket round 2. Get into our last game for the stream. We have Aontha Seed 4 versus King Clyde Seed 13. Battle of the Johners. They just took a long time together. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of was funny. Anyway, let's get into matchup here. Let's see. Well, triple rock types is very funny on Aontha's side. It's not terrible here, but King Clyde actually has its own creativity, which can benefit a lot from the sand too. So, first thing to note is Gyarados is very, very strong here. Water resist attack, that crumples the Earthquake. Carlos looking pretty solid. Like fighting plus dark coverage has seemed pretty hard. Plus like extreme speed, not bad at all here. Flygon is pretty solid. Like it can turn on this team super freely and then fire off Earthquakes or Outrage in the late game. Alpha Steel type is a fucking Lucario, so like Outrage is very, very spammable if Lucario is chipped or dead. T-Tar looking solid. There's a solid check in Bronzong, but like Bronzong gets worn down real easily, especially if it's also being tasked with potentially checking Lucario and Aerodactyl. Wait, there's 4 fucking rock types. I thought it was 3. No. Ampha has 4 rock types. T-Tar, Aerodactyl, Armaldo Golem. What the fuck am I looking at? 4 rock types in redraft. Holy shit. But on that topic, these rock types kind of break down the team for each other. Like Metagross, I mean not Metagross, Bronzong's gonna get so worn down taking on T-Tar that Arrows could be really frightening in this end game. Yeah, and Armaldo could also break decently well here as well if it comes. Yeah, I think I have. Oh, this is weird, but I think I'm gonna give the matchup to Aontha here. This is a really weird one. Aontha on the left and King Clyde on the right. Bronzong lead into Gyarados. Here's a Bell, Washi. What? Good nicknames. Anyway, Gyarados go. Drainus, quick waterfalls, presumably Wakanberry. Yep, takes the Thunderbolt. Far for saying waterfall, so the room's gonna go down. Gyarados a decent vision now. In comes obviously like Scarf Flygon based on this. Outrage, go walking Outrage, has to. This is a free Lucario though. Gonna take only 42, so Lucario can either set up or kill a swing of Ice Punch. Unless it gets crit. Oh yikes, that's a huge crit for Flygon. Lucario going down. Lucario's such a huge threat in this matchup too. But Venusaur's gonna throw up a fucking Swords Dance. Holy shit. And I forgot he gets Power Whip in this shit. I knew he got Seed Bomb. I forgot he gets Power Whip. You have 3 bug types? What? I didn't even notice that, Marto. Anyway, we're gonna miss a Sleep Powder as Bronze gonna get Rocks. It's Chesto, so the first Sleep Powder misses Rue, unfortunate. And Psychic will come out here. Now Bronze asleep, but like Venusaur can't do shit to it. +2 Power Whip. Oh my, what the fuck? Why does that do 56? Oh, Overgrow. +2 Overgrow. Okay, fair enough. That makes a lot more sense then. So don't like 30. Yeah, anyway, Tauros comes in, is going to fire off the Bison. I like boss music, by the way, because it's the Gen 1 boss anyway. In comes Cradily on our Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl's just gonna sub here, okay. Is it like sub toxic? No, it's sub taunt. Interesting. Uh Crayoly's gonna fire off a Stone Edge, but he can only do that 3 more times because Aerodactyl has a pressure. Yeah, Aerodactyl is gonna PP stall this effectively, I'm pretty sure. Out to Tauros, get off Intimidate as gonna sub again. Wanting to preserve those Stone Edge PP makes sense. You need it for Gyarados. Gyarados gonna fire off his own Stone Edge, getting off 38 on the Tauros, which is gonna break the sub with Bison. I wasn't sure it would actually. Switching out to Mesprit on the output side. Stone Edge and Earth crit, well, this is a bit more likely. Getting a 45 on Mesprit. That's a very physically defensive Mesprit. It's got Healing Wish into the Gyarados. Yeah, into the Gyarados. I mean, it's just as a waterfall, but the Stone Edge will do too much. Oh no, and Clyde's gonna miss the Stone Edge there. And follow up with an Iron Head, which is gonna flinch, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, waterfall will KO. Gyarados doing what Gyarados does best is the Cheese Master win condition. Tauros can come in 5 of his own stage, but Gyarados lives. It's gonna cool out Dragon Dance here. It's not +1 speed. Out to Flygon hard on the waterfall. It will obviously live as that neutral. Gyarados get protect as Flygon's gonna walk into Dragon Claw. Okay. Dragon Claw is gonna take out the Gyarados here. What is Alpha have in the back? T-Tar. T-Tar will easily eat a Dragon Claw from a Star Flygon. But he's Ampha's gonna call that A-Lane, Pursuit Trap it. Wow, huge play. Tauros is the last Pokemon. And Tauros, I don't think can handle both T-Tar and Arrow. Yeah, it's packing Earthquake, not Superpower. And counter T-Tar is showing off the tech in the end anyway. Wow. what a wild game. I mean, that was unfortunate at the end of the beginning of Lucario, but I mean, Alpha just did so much work here. Ironhead was really cool as a way to hit the Cradily Horror. Makes sense. SD Power with Venusaur is a hell of a set. I really like that. And yeah, Pursuit counter T-Tar, what a bring! Oh my god, that's kind of wild. But I know I never would have thought to do that. But I guess maybe it was like Chople for like Blaziken or something. I don't know. But interesting. Tauros is a good bring here. But yeah, I think even though it was only 2 others, felt very like in Alpha's control the entire game. So I definitely say Alpha had this pretty well handled. So that's gonna finish off this stream. I will be back at some point with next rounds, or probably next week, I guess. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.